There's no VIP section, there is no concierge, only conmen, killers, and kingpins.
Sean Combs is dangerous and poses an ongoing threat to the safety of the community, adding that he's a flight risk.
Sean John Combs, known to many as Diddy, has been a pivotal figure in the music industry for decades. However, this year, his name surfaced in headlines not for his musical achievements, but for a series of shocking legal allegations. A series of lawsuits and accusations have emerged, thrusting the mogul into a storm of controversy. One of the most publicised incidents involved a lawsuit filed by Cassandra Cassie Ventura, with whom Diddy shared an 11-year relationship. In her claims, she alleged physical, emotional and sexual abuse, which brought renewed attention to the troubling aspects of their relationship. Furthermore, another lawsuit was filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones Jr., a former music associate, who accused Diddy of organising freak-off parties where sex workers were allegedly coerced into participating in illicit activities under the influence of drugs and alcohol. The claims echoed earlier allegations that had been levelled against Diddy but had failed to gain traction or result in any significant legal consequences. Many are now wondering why these victims are finally nearing a sense of justice. Is it merely coincidental, or could there be more to the story? To understand the gravity of the current legal situation, it's essential to revisit Diddy's journey and how he ascended to become one of the most influential figures in the entertainment industry. Born on November 4th, 1969 in Harlem, New York City, Sean John Combs' early life was marked by both ambition and tragedy. His father, Melvin Earl Combs, was killed when Sean was just 2 years old. Despite this early loss, Combs' mother, Janice, worked tirelessly to provide for her son, instilling in him a fierce work ethic that would later propel him to stardom. Sean Combs, who later adopted Love as his middle name, was not always known by this moniker. Throughout his career, he cycled through a variety of stage names including Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and simply Diddy. He earned the nickname Puffy in high school because of his habit of puffing out his chest when walking, giving the appearance of a larger, more imposing figure. It was a name that stuck with him throughout his early years and eventually evolved into his more recognisable aliases. Diddy's academic journey ended abruptly when he dropped out of Howard University, where he was studying business administration. His reason for leaving was an internship opportunity at Uptown Records, a move that would become a significant turning point in his career. Although he left formal education behind, Diddy found himself in a thriving environment that nurtured his entrepreneurial spirit. His time at Howard was not wasted, as he built a reputation for hosting popular dance parties, which helped him develop a knack for entertainment and event promotion. While balancing his internship at Uptown Records, Diddy ran a shuttle service at Washington D.C. National Airport to make ends meet. This entrepreneurial effort demonstrated the tenacity and hustle that would come to define his career. His break at Uptown came when he was hired as a talent director, a role that allowed him to identify and nurture emerging artists in the R&B and hip-hop genres. Diddy played a crucial role in the careers of many artists during the early 1990s, including Mary J. Blige and Jodeci. However, despite his rising success, Diddy's time at Uptown was cut short. In 1993, he was fired from the label. Undeterred, he used this setback as an opportunity to launch his own company, Bad Boy Entertainment. This independent label would soon become a powerhouse in the music industry, particularly in the realms of hip-hop and R&B. In the mid-1990s, Diddy's Bad Boy Entertainment became synonymous with success, signing a roster of artists who would dominate the charts. It was during this time that Diddy discovered Christopher Wallace, known by his stage names Biggie Smalls or the Notorious Big. Wallace would go on to become one of the most iconic rappers of all time, and his close friendship with Diddy played a significant role in Bad Boy Entertainment's rise to prominence. Tragically, Biggie's life was cut short when he was murdered in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles in 1997, an event that shocked the world and left an indelible mark on the hip-hop community. The loss of Biggie deeply affected Diddy, who honoured his late friend by producing the single I'll Be Missing You, which became a massive hit, spending 11 weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The song was part of Diddy's debut album, No Way Out, which won the Grammy Award for Best Rap Album in 1998. The album, driven by its emotional tribute to Biggie, became one of the best-selling albums of the year. While Diddy's career as a music producer and mogul was on a meteoric rise, behind the scenes, there were already whispers of darker elements to his personality. Allegations of misconduct began to surface, but they often faded away as quickly as they emerged. This pattern of allegations and silence would continue for years, with many questioning the extent of Diddy's influence in stifling these claims. Fast forward to 2023, and a series of lawsuits have brought Diddy back into the spotlight, this time not as a celebrated music mogul, but as a man facing serious allegations of abuse, coercion, and criminal activity. The most notable lawsuit was filed by Cassandra Ventura, known professionally as Cassie, who had been in an 11-year relationship with Diddy. In her lawsuit, Cassie accused Diddy of subjecting her to years of physical and emotional abuse, as well as sexual exploitation. The lawsuit painted a disturbing picture of their relationship, detailing instances where Cassie claimed she was forced to engage in sexual activities with other men at Diddy's behest. She also accused him of drugging and manipulating her, describing a cycle of abuse that spanned more than a decade. According to Cassie, the relationship came to a violent end in 2018 when Diddy allegedly assaulted her in her own home. Although the two reached a financial settlement outside of court, Cassie's allegations opened the floodgates for others to come forward with their own stories. Rodney Lil Rod Jones Jr., a musical collaborator who worked closely with Diddy, followed suit with a lawsuit of his own. In his case, Lil Rod alleged that Diddy had subjected him to a range of abusive behaviours, including unwanted physical advances, coercion, and manipulation. Lil Rod claimed that Diddy often organised freak-off parties, where sex workers were forced to perform in front of an audience under the influence of drugs and alcohol. These allegations have led many to question just how deep Diddy's involvement in illegal activities goes. Lil Rod's lawsuit also revealed a chilling dynamic between Diddy and his inner circle, who allegedly helped facilitate these parties and silenced any potential whistleblowers. Diddy, according to Lil Rod, often used his connections within law enforcement and the legal system to avoid accountability for his actions, making it difficult for victims to seek justice. For years, allegations against Diddy have emerged and disappeared just as quickly. In the early 2000s, rumours of misconduct and abusive behaviour began circulating, but they were often dismissed as baseless or as attempts to extort money from a wealthy celebrity. Diddy's immense wealth and influence, combined with his network of powerful allies, seemingly insulated him from facing any real legal consequences. Critics argue that Diddy's ability to avoid legal trouble for so long is indicative of a larger problem within the entertainment industry. Celebrities, particularly those who wield significant influence, are often shielded from scrutiny by a network of enablers. These individuals, who are often part of the celebrity's entourage or business team, work tirelessly to protect their boss's reputation, even if it means covering up illegal or unethical behaviour. Cassie's lawsuit shed light on this dynamic, as she claimed that many of Diddy's close associates were fully aware of his abusive behaviour but did nothing to intervene. According to Cassie, Diddy's inner circle helped facilitate his abuses, ensuring that any potential legal challenges were swiftly handled. This culture of silence and complicity is not unique to Diddy. It is a phenomenon that has been documented in many other cases involving powerful figures from Hollywood moguls to political leaders. One of the most shocking aspects of the lawsuits filed against Diddy is the claim that he hosted freak-off parties, events that were defined by excessive drug use, sexual exploitation, and coercion. According to both Cassie and Lil Rod, these parties were not just casual gatherings, but carefully orchestrated events where participants, often sex workers, were forced to engage in elaborate sexual performances for Diddy's entertainment. At these parties, Diddy allegedly provided large quantities of alcohol and narcotics to keep participants compliant and submissive. In some cases, attendees were recorded without their consent, with Diddy keeping these videos as leverage over them. These recordings, according to Lil Rod, were a key part of Diddy's strategy for maintaining control over those around him. By capturing incriminating footage of high-profile guests, Diddy was able to keep them loyal and silent, ensuring that no one would expose the darker aspects of his private life. The existence of these parties has been a well-known secret within the entertainment industry for years. In fact, rumours of Diddy's involvement in these types of events have circulated for over a decade. However, it is only now that concrete allegations and lawsuits have brought these rumours into the public eye. In addition to the civil lawsuits, federal authorities have begun investigating Diddy's alleged criminal activities. In early 2024, both the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, raided Diddy's residences in Los Angeles and Miami. The raids were part of an ongoing federal investigation into racketeering, human trafficking, and drug distribution, all of which have been linked to Diddy's parties. During these raids, law enforcement officials reportedly discovered large quantities of drugs, firearms, and video footage that could serve as evidence in the cases against Diddy. The videos, many of which were recorded without the knowledge or consent of those involved, are expected to play a crucial role in the ongoing investigation. Authorities are also examining whether Diddy's connections within law enforcement played a role in helping him evade justice for so long. The FBI's involvement has heightened the stakes of this case significantly. While civil lawsuits like those filed by Cassie and Lil Rod could result in financial settlements, a federal investigation could lead to criminal charges and potential prison time for Diddy. The possibility of a federal racketeering charge in particular carries serious consequences, as it could result in a lengthy prison sentence if Diddy is convicted. As the legal battles continue to unfold, many are left wondering what impact these allegations will have on Diddy's legacy. For decades, he has been celebrated as a trailblazer in the music industry, a man who transformed the world of hip-hop and helped elevate it to mainstream popularity. His contributions to the industry are undeniable, from producing chart-topping hits to mentoring some of the most successful artists of the past 30 years. However, these recent allegations threaten to overshadow his musical accomplishments. If the lawsuits and investigations result in criminal charges or convictions, Diddy's legacy could be irreparably tarnished. Many of his former collaborators, including those who have previously sung his praises, may distance themselves from him, fearing that their association with him could damage their own reputations. Moreover, the public's perception of Diddy has already begun to shift. While he once enjoyed widespread admiration for his business acumen and musical talent, many now view him with suspicion. The Me Too movement has reshaped how society views powerful men accused of misconduct, and Diddy's situation is no exception. For many, the allegations against him are part of a broader pattern of abuse and exploitation that has plagued the entertainment industry for far too long. The allegations against Diddy are not just about one man's misconduct. They reflect a larger issue within the music industry and celebrity culture. For years, the industry has turned a blind eye to the excesses and abuses of its most powerful figures. From the early days of rock and roll to the rise of hip-hop, stories of drugs, exploitation and misconduct have been woven into the fabric of the industry. But as society becomes more aware of the long-term consequences of such behaviour, there is a growing demand for accountability. The legal battles facing Diddy could serve as a wake-up call for the industry as a whole. Just as the Me Too movement forced Hollywood to confront its history of sexual abuse and harassment, the music industry may now be forced to reckon with its own legacy of misconduct. If Diddy is ultimately held accountable for his actions, it could set a precedent for other powerful figures in the industry who have engaged in similar behaviour. The legal saga surrounding Sean John Combs is far from over. As new details emerge and the investigations continue, the world is watching to see how this story will unfold. Will Diddy be held accountable for the allegations against him? Could other high-profile figures be implicated in the ongoing investigation? And what will this mean for the future of the music industry? One thing is clear: the revelations about Diddy's private life have shaken the public's perception of him, and his once untouchable status is now in question. As the legal proceedings move forward, the entertainment world may be forced to confront the darker aspects of its culture, and Diddy's legacy may forever be altered. For now, all eyes remain on the FBI's investigation and the lawsuits that continue to pile up. The full extent of Diddy's actions may not be known for some time, but one thing is certain. This is a story that has the potential to change everything. The question remains, will justice finally be served?